Serena Williams is opening up about her recent struggles with motherhood.
She had just come off of a tournament where I think she suffered, I guess, one of the most toughest losses that she's had in her career. And we just watched her do very well at Wimbledon, and it was like, wow. Everyone kept saying, wow, she's doing everything, she's doing it all. Not everyone can do it all.
Nobody can do it all. Nobody can do it all.
So she posted this, and she talked about a recent funk she was in, saying, it's totally normal to feel like I'm not doing enough for my baby. We've all been there. I work a lot, I train, I try to be the best athlete I can be. However, that means, though I've been with her every day of her life, I'm not around as much as I would like to be. Most of you moms deal with the same thing, whether stay at home or working, or as we say, work at home. Finding that balance with kids is a true art.
Yeah, yeah. It's important to make that distinction when they say, well, are you a working mother? Yeah. Every mother is working. Yes. Believe me, whether she's working outside of a stay-at-home mom is one of the most important, if not the most important job in the entire world, I think.
Totally agree.
So how do you find that balance? We've been talking about this for 50 years. How do you find the balance?
But I do think it's interesting if you're an elite athlete and you've always been an elite athlete.
She's still at her peak performance.
But when you factor motherhood, it's not like you don't get to be exactly who you were with a baby. I remember someone told me that. Like, don't think your life is your life. Oh, and plus a baby. Like, no, your life totally changes.
It should.
Right? It's the whole, and hers did, obviously.
Yeah, but she can afford 100 nannies, but she's not going to know the child when it becomes an adult if she lets them raise the child.
And she's clearly not doing that. She wants to be there for everything.
Of course.
And I remember her at Wimbledon when she spoke after when she came in second. And she said, I'm trying to do it for all the moms out there. And she was crying. And I remember thinking, no matter what your job is, sometimes you can feel on empty. And you're not satisfying anybody. You're trying to satisfy everybody, and you're satisfying.
You want to wear yourself out, do that.
Yeah. But I think she's, and I mean, a lot of moms probably have that feeling.
I think, yeah. I don't know. Sometimes you long for the days of Little House on the Prairie when all you had to do was, not get smallpox. I mean, that was your biggest. Come on, kids, circle the wagons so we don't get smallpox. We have so many options today, and it's a wonderful thing. But I never forget what Julie Andrews saying to me when she wanted me to take over for her on Broadway. Yeah. Cass was 1 year old, and I said, I can't believe I'm saying no to Mary Poppins, but my daughter's only 1 year old, and Broadway's going to be there forever, and Cass will only be one time. And she said, Kathie, I had to make the same choices about my children when they were little. You'll never be sorry. When you put your children first.
I also
agree with her.
The point you made about when you have so many options. Before, when you really only had a handful of choices, it's funny, like the options are awesome, but they also can be crippling. You end up, spreading yourself out everywhere.
I don't know who was a smart person who said, we can have it all, just not all at the same time.
That's really smart.
I think that's true.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.